This is Comic Support, where we give you upcoming comic book stories to new readers and comic book superfans. In this issue, I have 10 new comic books coming at your local comic shops from Marvel Comics this November. Welcome to Comic Support. I'm Leon Scorpius, and in this issue, we're going to talk about all the Marvel Comics coming at us this November. As always, I want to give a big thank you to Taymation Studios. If you like all of our videos, you can catch them by subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications. Feel free to comment below and let me know what comics you'll be picking up this week. As you know, comic book shops are carrying less and less comics as people now read their comics in digital format or graphic novels. I still prefer those single issues, and the best way that you can make sure that you can get these single issues in your hands is to call up your local comic book shop and add them to your pull list. So if any of these books are interesting to you, make sure that you add them to your pull list as soon as possible. Also, I'm going to talk about a couple variants here and there, so the best way to get variants is to make sure you're there on Wednesday mornings on New Comic Book Day in your store and get your hands on those awesome variants. Let's get started. Comic number 1. Uncanny X-Men number 1 through 3. It is about time we're going to get the Uncanny X-Men back. If you love the X-Men, you've probably checked out some of my other videos talking about what's coming up with X-Men comics, and November is the month to kick it all off. Uncanny X-Men is going to be a weekly, and what that means is it's going to be very close to what they did with No Surrender. They basically take 3 different writers and artists, and they are able to produce in a crazy amount of production time so that you can get an X-Men comic in your hand every week. It's going to be a 10-issue epic. There are promises that the X-Men are going to go through a lot of crazy things and make every issue be just an epic moment as if it's their last issue. The last time we saw a weekly comic was actually Avengers No Surrender. Was by far one of my best Avengers stories in the last few years, and it covers tons of characters. That's one of the great things you can do with weekly comics and providing comics from different writers. So you have Ed Brisson from the Old Man Logan series, and he's also writing Extermination right now. You've got Matthew Rosenberg, who gave us the Phoenix Resurrection. You've got Kelly Thompson, who's been giving us Rogue and Gambit. Between those 3 writers, there's different facets to the X-Men comics that I know I'm going to be enjoying reading this one. There is going to be a Jen Bartel variant of the 20-some variants I think that these comics have. This one I definitely recommend to pick up. But the one thing, the mystery that you'll really want to pick up these X-Men comics is they are advertising that it is X-Men Disassembled, which means all of the teams are going to be mixed up, torn apart. You can catch my video that talks about the X-Men Blue and Gold cancellation. Red will likely be canceled here soon. All the X-Men teams are going to be riled up and focused on whatever's happening in Uncanny X-Men, so make sure you pick these up. Pick number 2 is Marvel Knights number 1 and number 2. This is a limited run. It's going to be 6 in total, and it's by one of the coolest writers in Marvel Comics right now, Donny Cates. And he is giving a nod to the Marvel Knights lineup. So Marvel Knights was a publishing lineup that focused on the street teams of Marvel Comics, and this few issues are going to be dedicated to the street teams that came out from Marvel Knights. That's going to be Daredevil and Punisher, and I think there's like the Inhumans were part of that, so you might get some of that. But Joe Quesada was a key member of building the Marvel Knights series, and this is its 20th anniversary in celebration of Marvel Knights. Pick these up if you love those street team superheroes. Pick number 3 is Avengers number 10, aka Legacy number 700. So of course, we know that from Marvel's fresh start, they continued the legacy numbers while having new numbers, so it's really, this is issue 10, however it's actually issue 700, and you know every time that there's a big issue, Marvel loves to talk it up, and you're gonna get 64 pages for $6. It's a pretty big, massive issue, and they promise to have a lot of Avengers on it. All the different covers that I've seen so far for this issue has basically every Avenger that's ever existed on the comic, so we'll be interested to see what Avengers will actually be focused on. We know that the Avengers right now are focused on the big 3. You've got Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor back, but you also have some cool new favorites, including She-Hulk and Ghost Rider, We know that there's tease going on in some of the comic books that other favorite Avenger characters like Black Widow, I think I saw Rocket Raccoon tease as possibly somebody that shows up in this issue. So you want to be able to pick up this issue, 1, for its landmark issue, and 2, to see who might be the next person to join the Avengers. Fantastic Four is our pick number 4, and it's issue number 4. Dan Slott's return to comics within bringing the first family back in the Fantastic Four is now going to be a good starting off point with issue 4. So we know that the Fantastic Four are back in the Marvel Universe, but now they're back and they're wondering, who are these other 4 superheroes that look like the Fantastic Four, but they're not, and they're around somewhere. So it's a great starting on point because it's a new mystery that this first family, now that they're together again, can figure out. Pick number 5, Ironheart number 1. We have award-winning poet Eve Ewing bringing us Ironheart's first solo series. So she first starred in the Invincible Iron Man while being tutored by an AI Tony Stark? Yes. So she first was an Invincible Iron Man. You can catch her right now in the Champions as part of that team, but now she's going to get her first solo series, and this is a great starting point for new comic book readers. Ironheart now has her own costume and looks like her own person, and I love this idea. I love the idea that she's now going to be out of Tony Stark's shadows and she's going to be her own superhero. And I also love the setting that she's going to be in her hometown of Chicago. We know that there's tons of superheroes in New York City. Kelly Thompson has the West Coast Avengers going on now in LA, so I'm glad that somebody's looking out for Chicago, and that's going to be Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. We have Kevin LaBranda as the artist on this brand new series, and the first big mystery is going to be one of Spider-Man's crazy foes is holding a bunch of world leaders hostage in Chicago. So a very big epic story to start Ironheart with. If you love science, if you love these armored kind of superhero types, and of course if you love the lovable Riri Williams, this is the comic book to pick up. Number 6 is Dead Man Logan number 1. This November, we know that Old Man Logan's been dying. He's been dying for about a year now, just as the regular Logan is coming back. So we knew it was going to happen, and this is going to be the 12-issue series that brings us the death of Old Man Logan. So Old Man Logan comes from a different universe. He came into the regular universe after Secret Wars, and now he's going to go away again, but he has some unfinished business to attend to. Does it include killing more X-Men? Who knows? Does it include Mysterio? Also a good bet that it does. So pick up this series if you are an Old Man Logan fan and would love to finally find out how he kicks the bucket. Is that the phrase? Kicking the bucket? That's the phrase. He's gonna kick the bucket. Alright, Old Man Logan. See you soon. Pick number 7. Web of Venom, Carnage Born number 1. This is another book by Donny Cates that's coming out in November. Donny Cates has been the head writer of the Venom series, and he has promised that this 40-page one-shot is going to be a game changer with regards to the mythos of Venom and also the character of Carnage. We know that Carnage, at least the person that had the Carnage symbiote, has been dead for a while. He sacrificed himself in Venomized, and he might be coming back. How, you might ask? There is some crazy cult out there that is dedicated to worshiping Carnage and crazy things to that nature. He was a murderous madman, but hey, there's people out there that worship that kind of crazy stuff. But why and how is it connected to Venom? Definitely want to pick this up if you are enjoying the crazy journey of Venom and writer Mr. Donny Cates. Pick number 8. Black Order number 1 of 5, coming at us from writers Derek Landry, and we also have the artist and colorist Philip Tan. You are getting a mini-series dedicated to the Black Order, which we know from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the crazy generals of Thanos' army. This is going to be a great opportunity to visit these characters. We haven't seen them in a long time, probably since you watched Avengers Infinity War, and this is an opportunity for them to come back as a superhero, supervillain team up We don't know what their objective is, but we do know that they're together. I'm hoping that this is going to be a cool romp up, like an A-team kind of, bring in all of these crazy guys back and doing some crazy things. So it's definitely a team up. It is a limited series, so if you love the Black Order and you want to know more about the Black Order, pick up this comic so that you can tell Marvel, hey, we love the Black Order and we would love this to be an ongoing series. My pick number 9 is Amazing Spider-Man number 9, and you'll want to pick up number 10 as well. These two comics come to you in the month of November, and a lot of crimes happen in New York City, but for once this one is not caused by the Black Cat. This is going to be a great team-up comic with Peter Parker and Felicia? Felicity Hardy? No, it's Felicia. It's Felicia Hardy. The Black Cat. We know that those two have a history together, and this is going to be a cool team-up. This also has the return of artist Humberto Ramos within Nick Spencer's writing duties on The Amazing Spider-Man. Definitely pick these up. I really love the relationship between Spider-Man and Black Cat. It's always been a very interesting story. You got some really awesome covers with these comics as well. I know I'm gonna be loving these comics. I've been playing the Spider-Man video game on PS4, and I just love the banter between Spider-Man and Black Cat, and I hope I get more of this in Amazing Spider-Man number 9 and 10. Pick number 10 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse number 1. This is going to be a 48-page one-shot comic coming to us from writer Ralph Macchio and artist Flaviano. This is going to be your sneak peek into the upcoming movie that's coming out soon in theaters, Enter the Spider-Verse. We know that that is going to star Peter Parker, it's going to star Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham. Everybody loves Spider-Ham. And Spider-Punk and others. Spider-Verse is one of my favorite storylines that's been amazing. I can't wait for this movie to come out. The animation quality looks really fun. We get an older Peter Parker that kind of reminds us of, the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker a little bit. Miles Morales is one of the stars here as well. And this is going to be a great one-shot that introduces us to that universe. I don't know if it's quite of a tie-in or if it's a prequel, but either way, it's going to be a great integration to the upcoming movie, which I know I'll be watching. I hope you'll be watching as well. This is a great jumping on point for the kiddos out there too, if you want to get them into comic books. If they've been enjoying a lot of the comic book TV shows and cartoons that are coming out, I feel like this is a great overlap for them, and what better universe to jump them into than the Spider-Man universe. That's it for my new series picks for Marvel Comics coming to you this November. If you'd like to nerd out with me, follow me on Twitter at LeonScorpius. I've been drawing a bunch of Avengers for Inktober. You can tell me how awesome or how terrible they are, comment, and have a conversation with me. Thank you for all your support as always, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate all of your love and support here on Taymation Studios. Keep nerding out with us, and we'll see you next issue.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to watch more from us, click on one of the thumbnails. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date with our latest shenanigans. Be sure to click the bell for notifications, and check out the description below for a link to our Patreon page. See you next time!